Players, when your name is announced, please watch your respective foul line. First, the non-starters for the Fargo Post 2 Bombers. Number 1, Elijah Anger. Number 10, Evan Felber. Number 14, Peyton Spitzer. Number 17, Karsten Hansen. And number 23, Eli Eminem. And now the starting lineup for the Post 2 Bombers. Leading things off in left field, number 4, Hunter Gear. Batting second at third base, number 25, Skylar Burkhart. Batting third and pitching today, number 13, Caden Helsing. Batting cleanup at first base, number 11, Ben Sheets. In center field for the Bombers, number 15, Brander Hilbert. Batting sixth in right field, number 6, Sid Egan. At second base for the Bombers, number 3, Graydon Olson. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 12, Kellen Doherty. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 6, Colby Ebeling. Catching today, number 2, Sam Chase. And now the non-starters for the Devils Lake Storm. Number 1, Gabe Dreesen. Number 6, Garrison Elfman. Number 16, Jackson Strong. Number 22, Caden McCarthy. Number 24, Easton Kraft. Number 33, Riley Breno Quayle. Number 44, Simon Beach. And now the starting lineup for the Devils Lake Storm. Leading off and playing left field, number 11, Bo Brodina. Batting second at second base, number 3, Max Palmer. Batting third at short, number 2, Mason Palmer. Batting cleanup, third base, number 12, Jackson Bate. Batting fifth, the catcher, Trayson Beck. Batting sixth at first base, number 14, Parker Brodina. The designated hitter today is number 9, Hunter Remick. In right field, number 8, Will Heilman. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 5, Boston Olsen. And on the mound today, for Devils Lake, the pitcher, number 7, Ben Larson. Players and coaches, please repeat after me. I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under in victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Gentlemen, let's play ball.
All right, so there you heard it from the PA announcer that we are ready to go in this game between Devils Lake, the number 1 seed in the tournament, and the Fargo Bombers, the number 4 seed in the tournament. Both upset yesterday by lower seeds, and that's how they ended up in the loser goes home bracket. So that's how we ended up here. This is the second game of the day. Game number 1 was between Castleton and the Jets. The Jets lost 12-2. So their season is over, and Castleton will move on to play the loser of Kindred and Valley City tomorrow at 2:30. And the winner of this game will move on to play the loser of Wapaton and West Fargo Aces, which will take place, those two games will take place tonight. And that brings us to the game at hand. So what we have, nice windy day out here at Jack Williams Stadium. It's about, I don't know, this looks to be about 20 to 30 mile an hour winds blowing straight in again. So as yesterday's games went, the ball that gets up in the air is going to season, and they split. So looks like it could be a good game between the number 1 seed and the number 4 seed. Yesterday, Valley City upset Devils Lake in the 2:30 game, 5-1. And in the nightcap last night, Kindred blanked the Bombers 4-0. So that's how we ended up here. All right, so here we go. Leading off for the Bombers is going to be Hunter Geary.
Left fielder number 4.
Pitching for Devils Lake is Ben Larson. As you heard the starting lineups there. And the ball game is underway. Looks like it's outside for ball 1. Similar spot, but a little bit more inside. Now pitcher's trying to feel out how far out can I go, and batter's trying to figure out the strike zone. We got 1 and 2. Puts a ball in play, and it looks like we're going to get close to first hit. Yeah, right fielder's playing shallow because of that wind, so that's a legitimate chance to get him at first. But Bombers start off with putting a ball in play and get the first hit of the game. Get the no-hitter out of the way for the other team, and that'll bring up Skylar Burkhart, third baseman.
Skylar Burkhart.
Now we'll see if we do what we do most of the time, which is move the runner over, and that's what we do. Skylar puts a good bunt down third base, does his job. Skylar does a good job of getting the bunt down to third base, so there's no throw. Third baseman comes up, makes a good play, and gets him out, but that's a good sacrifice. And that will bring up Caden Nelson, the pitcher today.
The pitcher, Caden Nelson.
Caden takes a swing at the first pitch, fouls it off. 0-1. Ball in play, shortstop picks it up. And Caden's out at first, but moves the runner over to third. So, you move the runner over to third. That'll bring up the first baseman, Ben Sheets.
Coming to the plate, number 11, first baseman, Ben Sheets.
Foul ball down the line. You can hear in the background, you can hear the wind just blowing. Definitely makes the day a little bit more tolerable if you're in the shade. You don't want to get stuck out there in a long inning out in that sun as a player, especially early on in the game. Strike 2. 0-2. And strike 3, curveball on the inside corner. So Bombers started out promising, moved the runner over with the next two guys, and take a strikeout. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. 0-0 heading to the bottom of the first.
10.
All right, so here we go. Starting at the bottom of the first inning. Leading off for Devils Lake is Bo Brodina. And again, pitcher for the Bombers today is Caden Nelson. In there for strike one. Ball in play, first base. Caden over to field the position. Sheets over to Caden for out number one.
Next up for Devils Lake, second baseman, Max Palmer.
That brings up second baseman Max Palmer for Devils Lake. Both teams wearing red today. And gets hit by the ball on an inside pitch.
Batting third, shortstop.
That will bring up Mason Palmer. So runner on, one out. It's a ball in play to shortstop, and Ebling makes the catch for out number two. Two down, runner on first.
Next up for Devils Lake, third baseman, Jackson Bates.
That will bring up third baseman Jackson Bates. For his first time up to the plate. Pickoff attempt. Shortened up his lead there at first. Caden comes back with the first pitch curveball for strike one. Devils Lake doing the old school signs. I like that more than I like the yelling out numbers and everybody taking 55 apparatuses out of their pocket to look at a number to see what they're doing. Old school baseball a little bit. I like that. So counts 1-1. Another pickoff attempt. Doing. Ball put in play. Colby makes the play. Throw over from deep in the hole for out number three. So, no hits, one left on base, no errors. Score 0-0. right, so here we go for the top half of the second. Have to get used to that. I'm used to calling the games with the Bombers being the home team. But that will bring up center fielder Brander Hilmert.
Leading off the second, center fielder, number 15, Brander Hilbert.
Brander's had a decent year. Hits the ball pretty hard, and hopefully he can get one in play here, and takes ball one high and outside. Takes a good cut. 1-1. The wind here is blowing straight in from center field. I don't think you could get it any more straight than it is right now. Outside for ball 2. 2-1. Right down the middle for strike 2. Kind of froze him a little bit. Looked like he might have had a little bit of movement on it, but counts 2-2. Ball outside. Full count. Putting together a pretty good at bat. Try and get the pitcher to throw as many pitches as you can early in the game. And ball up in the air. See if the wind does anything. That's just floating. Right fielder does a good job. He was playing shallow, but he had to go quite a ways to get that one. So good job. Good at bat for Brander. Putting the ball in play there. And that will bring up right fielder Seth Egan. Seth takes a hack at first pitch, fouls it straight back, 0-1. Decent crowd here today. A lot of people choosing to sit in the sun. I don't know why they're choosing to do that, but I would be choosing to sit in any amount of shade I possibly could. But instead I'm choosing to sit in a nice hot building. 1-2. A decent crowd down the Devils Lake side, and Bombers crowd kind of spread out all the way down the first base side here, all the way to the outfield. Ball hit to the third baseman, bobbled, picked up in time. He stuck with it and able to get the out. So that puts 2 down, and that will bring up second baseman
Next up for the Bombers,
Graydon Olson.
second baseman, Graydon Olson.
This will be one of the rare times where Graydon comes up and there isn't somebody in front of him. He's done such a good job of being a sacrifice guy, moving runners. He's done good with runners in scoring position this year so far. So maybe you can get something started with 2 outs. Foul out of play. Puts us at 0-2. See if this is another one of those times where he turns an 0-2 count into an 11 pitch at bat. He's done that 3 or 4 times this year. Really patient at the plate, does a good job of fouling off pitches that aren't his. Takes ball 2 in the dirt, 2-2. Takes ball 3 low, full count, and just as usual, he goes down 0-2, but then just continues to battle. See if he can get it to pay off here. Yeah, takes the walk. So falls behind 0-2, and then is able to battle back with 4 straight balls. And that will bring up the designated hitter, Kellen Doherty.
Next up for the Bombers, designated hitter, Kellen Doherty.
So 2 down, runner on, brings up the The 8-hole hitter takes strike one. Takes strike two. Guess he's chosen to stand and watch today. I think I'm going to take away one of his 4 dinners tonight. All right, 1-2. Two and two. So far, he is the designated watcher, not the designated hitter. Anything close here, you should probably just throw the bat at it, maybe. Fouls it off. There we go. He does know how to take it off his shoulder. For those of you that haven't figured that out, that's my child. And I say this stuff so when he watches it back later, he gets mad at me. Makes it fun. Fouls it off, turning into a good at bat here. So again, keeps fighting away and see if he can get it to pay off here and put one in play. Fouls another one off. Still hanging in there. Again, putting together a couple decent at-bats in a row here by the Bombers to make the pitcher throw a lot of different pitches. All those $600 foul balls that are out there that people get to turn in for $600. I think they just get an icy, but I'm going to go with the $600 until I'm told differently. So counts 2-2, 2 down, runner on first. You watch his strike three, looked a little bit outside, but you gotta swing at it if it's that close. And Bombers go down, 1 left on base, no hits, no errors. All right, so here we go for the bottom of the second inning. So far, 0-0. And leading off the bottom of the second, the catcher, Trayson Beck. It's his first time up to the plate. Takes ball one, low and outside. Strike one. 1-1. Strike two. 2-1. Or 1-2, excuse me. Get it figured out. bat. Well, it looks like it hit the back. Said he's safe, huh? All right. Well, we get our second hit batter of the day. I don't know about that one. If we had the replay and a telestrator, it'd be more fun, but we don't. So, second inning in a row, Devils Lake will get a runner on base here.
Next up, first baseman, Parker Brodina.
Brings up first baseman Parker Brodina. He goes to lay down a bunt. Bunts it foul, makes contact. 0-1. Devils Lake does like to bunt baseballs. Ball inside. Pickoff attempt over to first. Counts 1-1. Runner on first, no outs. Base hit up the middle. Ball gets away from the center fielder. And that will most likely score a run here. Oh, you held him. Held him. Guess I might have, the third base coach might have saved the Bombers a run there. So it's a single with an error to the center fielder. And that puts runners on second and third with no runners on, or no outs. We get the infield in, foul ball out of play. So we get the infield in here. See if we can't snag the runner at home. Strike one, or strike two. He did offer, so 0-2. Caden gets ahead here. Takes ball one up top. Hits it on the outside corner again. I think that's a little bit too far out. Batters are used to letting that go, but he's been consistent and called that since the first inning. So batters got to know that. We saw that the last batter for the Bombers last inning watched pretty much the same pitch in that outside corner. It's given about 4 or 5 inches to the pitchers. Going home, looks like a safety squeeze. He's out, nobody at third. So he didn't get the bunt down. Sam Chase does a good job of holding on to the baseball and making the tag. So the attempt at the safety squeeze, or a squeeze actually, I think he was going no matter what. He was on his way. Good old suicide squeeze did not work out. Don't know if Caden recognized it and pulled it up just a little bit, but either way, 2 down. Counts 0-2. Runner still on third. See if Caden can get out of this inning. Looked pretty close, according to what's been called, but a little bit high. Foul ball out of play. That's a rocket. That one went all the way out of the facility here. I think if it goes over to the fence, out of bounds there, I think it's a $1,200 baseball if you bring it back, because you got to dodge traffic, but I'm not so sure. And gets him on strike 3. Caden gets out of it, so the error by center fielder doesn't come back to haunt us. Caden does a good job of staying in there. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 1 runner left on base. Score 0-0 after 2. All right, so to lead off the top of the 3rd inning, 9th batter, Colby Ebling. So it looks like it'll be Ebling takes a cut at the first pitch. Did not get the ball. So we got all 3 players converging on one spot, and the ball falls perfectly just in the middle. Colby is playing shortstop today. Made a nice play to end the 1st inning. Deep in the hole, good throw over. See if he can get us started here. Oh and 1. Takes ball 1, low and outside. 1 and 1. Foul ball out of play. 1 and 2. Colby puts one in play. Is the wind going to make it do some funny things? Nope. Straight to the center fielder for out number 1. That will bring up leadoff hitter Hunter Geary.
Left fielder, Hunter Geary.
Hunter takes ball 1. That was the pitch that he struck out 2 kids in the game on. So again, it's hard to know if he's going to call it or not call it, but he's been mostly consistent. That's too far outside. So 3-0. Hunter led the game off with a hit, so he's 1 for 1. Takes strike 1. Looking all the way. Make sure you get a strike here. So it counts 3 and 1. Hunter takes a hack at 1. Looks like it's going to catch the wind. Looks like it's going out of play. So full count. 3-2. 1 down. Again, the Bombers batters, for the most part, have done a pretty good job of making the pitcher throw a lot of pitches and having some good at-bats. Eventually, that's got to start paying off, hopefully. Another foul ball out of play. fan tried to get underneath it. Decided to bail at the last second. A little bit scared of the building. There's that outside pitch again. Same thing. It seems to be a common theme with all of the batters. They get to that 2 strike and then they think it's that 4th ball, but he's calling it pretty much every time. Which I don't know if, the only thing you can probably do with that pitch is probably foul it off anyway. But that brings up Skylar Burkhart. Skylar takes ball 1 outside. Skylar had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning, his first time up. One and one. Ball 2, 2 and 1. Strike 2 on the inside corner, 2 and 2. Ball in play, second baseman. Fields it cleanly over to first. And out of the inning. So 1-2-3 inning. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left on base.
No errors, no one left. And then on the third. Still just 4.
All right, so here we go to the bottom of the third. Leading off for Devils Lake, center fielder Faustin Olsen. He's the 9 batter, so we'll get the 9 batter to the top of the order. We'll take strike 1. Caden's done a good job of getting ahead of the batters immediately. Pretty much the whole day. Nice curveball for strike 2. Curveball kind of sliderish a little bit. I don't know if that was the true curveball. A little bit more of a slider, but good pitch nonetheless for strike 2. Ball 1, high and inside. Ground ball to first base. Sheets handles it cleanly for out number 1. It's 1 down. That brings up the top of the order. Bo Brodina.
Top of the order for the Storm. Left fielder, Bo Brodina.
So both teams have gone through the order and 1 hit on each side. Takes ball 1. Strike 1, 1 and 1. Ball outside, 2 and 1. pretty good from here, but 3-1. Three and two. Strike in the outside corner. So full count. Ball in play. Out to center field. Brander's underneath it. Hauls it in for out number 2. So 2 down. That'll bring up number 2 hitter, second baseman, Max Palmer.
Second baseman, Max Palmer.
Pitch inside. Ball. Seth Egan playing in shallow because of the wind is able to make the play.
Devils Lake in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs. No hits.
So no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base. 3 innings over, 1 hit each side, 1 error for the Bombers in the second inning. Nelson's sitting at 35 pitches, and Devils Lake pitcher Ben Larson's sitting somewhere around the 40 mark, I think. So we start the top of the 4th. Yeah, he's around the 49 mark. So first pitch of the 4th inning for him will be his 50th pitch. Both pitchers working efficiently, fielders doing their job. We got a pretty good baseball game going into the 4th inning. Go to start the 4th inning. Up for the Bombers. Leading off is going to be Caden Nelson.
Number 13.
See if he can get himself on base here to help himself out. Takes strike 1 outside. Looks a little bit far outside again, but again, that's the consistent strike he's calling. So, and catcher gives him the signal to go right back outside there. That one was a little bit too far outside. Ball in play, second baseman fields it cleanly. And over to first base for out number 1. That'll bring up first baseman Ben Sheets.
First baseman, number 11, Ben Sheets.
Ben Sheets was one of the victims of the outside pitch in his first at bat. Looks to see if he can put one in play here. Takes strike 1. Ball in play and squeezes through for second hit of the game. So Ben gets on base, 1 down, runner on first, and that will bring up center fielder Brander Hilmert.
That single brings to the plate center fielder Brander Hilmert.
Brander Hilmert's 0 for 1 today. Strike 1 in the inside corner. See if we can get the first run of the game across here. Foul ball, out of play. 0-2. Ball in play to second baseman. Over to second. And an error on the shortstop, so Brander's going to reach on the fielder choice error. I believe it was by the shortstop. Didn't see much wrong with the throw. Might have been on the transition, but bends into second safely, and Bombers got 2 on with 1 out, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Seth Egan. Bombers had an error in the second inning. Devils Lake wasn't able to capitalize on it. Let's see if the Bombers can capitalize on the one error that Devils Lake has had. Ball in the dirt. Ball 1. Ball high. Ooh, looked like a good pitch, but not getting that one. So 2-0. Strike 1. So 2-1. 1 down, runner on first and second. Ball put in play. It looks like it's going to go foul. Boy, in the wind, that was a pretty hard hit ball. But evens count at 2-2. See if you can straighten that one out a little bit. Not a bad place to put it down the line. Fights off the outside pitch. 2-2 still. Ball, ooh, just foul. Foot to the left of third base. But hanging in there, count still 2-2. Again, the Bombers have done a good job of fighting off some of those not ideal pitches. Have putting together some good at-bats, some lengthy at-bats, which is causing Larson to be at 63 pitches. That'll be out to right field to see if Ben will tag, and he does not. So, 2 down. That'll bring up Graydon Olson, who put together again, as per usual, a good at bat his first time up. So 2 down, runner on first and second. Bring Graydon Olson 0 for 0 today. He walked his first time up. Again, went down 0-2 in the count and then got 4 straight balls. So actually, I think he fouled one off. So, but good at bat to get on base. See if he can put something in play here. Take strike 1. 1-1. Puts bat on the ball. Foul ball. 1-2. Catcher sets up on the outside corner. I think we all know what's coming. A little bit too far outside. 2-2. 2-2. If you can hear in the background, I think we're going to start to get some air shows going on here. It's the benefit of being in North Fargo at this time of year, even though there's not an air show. It's an air show every day for the fans. So, full count. Runners should be on the go, on the move here. And they are. Puts it in play right at the second baseman. So, another good at bat by the Bombers, but it leads to nothing.
For the Bombers.
So, Bombers,
No runs.
one hit, no runs, 2 left on base, 1 error. So, we are tied going into the bottom of the fourth, 0-0. All right, so here we go to start the bottom of the fourth. Leading off is going to be Mason Palmer, shortstop.
Palmer.
Mason Palmer to third baseman Burkhart. Burkhart over to Sheets for out number 1. Just like you draw it up.
Next up for the Storm.
That will bring up third baseman Jackson Baith. Jackson Baith is 0 for 1 today so far. He takes ball 1 in the dirt. I'll be able to hear the Jets come screaming by here in a couple seconds. It might get a little loud. I'll probably mute it. Curveball. Strike 1, 1-1. Inside, strike 2, 1-2. Pretty good to me. Maybe a little bit high, I suppose. 2-2. Curved ball, out of play. Off the building. Bounces right next to the outhouse. And every little kid running to get their icy. Counts 2-2. Ball in play, and Devils Lake will get their second hit of the game. That puts a runner on, so 1 down, runner on first. And that will bring up Trayson Beck.
Number 15, Trayson Beck.
Pickoff attempt. Ooh, doesn't even slide in. That's gutsy. Takes one more step. Takes ball 1 on the inside. foul ball towards the Devils Lake bench. Dugout. Counts 1-1. Runner goes. Ball in play. Picked up by Skyler. Chooses to go to second to try and get the out. Probably should have just gone to first. Made a nice play, but thought he had enough time to get the ball over to second. So all the runners are safe. So with one down and a runner on first and second, that will bring up
And at the plate, number 14,
Parker Brodina. Fouls it straight back. Out of play. 0-1. Take strike one, curveball. 1-1. Ooh. Errant throw by Caden there on the pickoff attempt. That'll move the runners over. Counts 0-2. Runners on second and third. Ball. Colby makes a nice play at shortstop there for the second out. A good job of getting up there to snag the high bouncer there, get the second out. So again, so good play by Evening. We'll bring up just a little bit too far outside. Ball one, 1-1. Heats it up, throws it right past them for 1-2. Ball. 2-2. So 2 down, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on second and third. Bit of a cat and mouse game between the pitcher and batter there. And gets strike 3. Caden gets himself out of it. It's always good to see that take place. So 1 error, 1 hit, 1 bomber error, 2 left on base, and we go to the top of the 5th, 0-0. leading things off for the top of the fifth. Designated hitter, Kellen Doherty. Kellen put together a good at-bat his first time up. Took strike 3 in the outside corner. See if he can redeem himself a little bit here. Get something started for the Bombers. Takes ball 1, low. Takes ball 2. Takes strike 1. 2-1. Takes ball 3. 3-1. Fouls off. Full count. Now let's see if he learned anything from his first at bat. Probably going to go to the outside corner, I would assume. And here comes the Blue Angels right over the top here. All right, got to fly over. See if we can get something put in play here. Fouls it off. And he takes ball 4. Puts together a good at bat. So the leadoff batter is on for inning number 5, and that will bring up Colby Ebling. Yep, he can have second dinner now. He got on base. First dinner's still out though after the last at bat. All right, let's see if we go with our normal and try and move the runner over. Yep, looks like that's what we're gonna do. Foul ball. The Jets in the background again. Don't get too close. So counts 0-1. Runner on first. Leadoff walk. Puts the ball in play. Good bunt down the first base line. And Colby Ebling does a good job of moving the runner. So good sacrifice by Colby, and that puts a runner on second base for the leadoff hitter, Hunter Geary, with 1 out.
That second bunt brings to the plate the leadoff hitter, number 4, Hunter Geary.
Hunter takes ball 1 low. Hunter's 1 for 2 today. So he's got 1 of the 2 Bombers hits in this, what's turned out to be a pitcher's duel for the first 5 innings so far. Takes ball 2 outside. They might be moving their players around a little bit. Try to play. The runner didn't fall for it. There we go. Counts 2-0. Ball 3 in the dirt. Catcher does a good job of stopping that one. We're going to get a mound visit here. Or I guess they're just going to put him on. So they intentionally walk Geary, so that puts the runner on first and second. And that will bring up Skylar Burkhart after the mound visit. Skylar has had a sacrifice, and I believe ground out. We'll see what
Next up for the Bombers.
the Bombers got dialed up here.
Number 25, Skylar Burkhart.
So gets a runner on first and second thanks to the intentional walk. So 2 walks, put runners on, 1 out. Ball 1. Take strike 1. It's that outside corner pitch again. Again, it's been consistent, so you can't complain too much. Counts 1-1. Ooh, I don't know about that one. That was a little high, but 1-2. I'm not biased at all, promise. Ball low and outside. That was the go-to place to throw that ball on 2 strikes. See if Skylar can get something in and get the runners moved over. Skylar gets a hit and loads the bases. Skylar does a good job. And that brings up Caden Nelson.
That single brings to the plate number 13.
So Caden Nelson comes up to the plate. Looks like we're going to get the corners in here. Caden swings at first pitch. And they get the runner at home. So third baseman playing in is able to cut down the runner at home. Bases still remain loaded. And we're going to get a courtesy runner.
Brings to the plate
Peyton Spitzer.
number 11, Ben Sheets.
So bases loaded, 2 down. Great opportunity to break the seal. So far, the Bombers have remained scoreless in last night's 7 innings and tonight's 4. Let's see if Ben can get one to go. And it's up in the air. The wind plays some tricks on it. And it's out. So Bombers strand. Got 1 hit. No runs, no errors, 3 left on base. So far, the Bombers have left 6 on base. Still no score. So moving on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Score is 0-0. Leading things off for Devils Lake is going to be the right fielder, Will Heilman. Takes curveball for strike 1. Ball outside. Strike two, 1-2. Ball outside, 2-2. Take strike three. Nice inside curveball. Froze the batter and broke across the plate for out number one.
Next up for the Storm, center fielder, Boston Olsen.
Jets in the background. Probably can't hear me. It is kind of fun to watch a baseball game, to be able to see the Blue Angels flying by the field. You guys can't see them. They're just high enough out of camera view. You can definitely hear them. Counts 3-0. Strike one, 3-1. Ball outside. And Devils Lake will get a base runner.
Back to the top of the order.
Now we'll bring up the top of the order, Bo Brodina.
Left fielder, Bo Brodina.
Hit into left center, and for the second time we boot the ball and then try to get the runner at third, and gets to second. So we haven't done ourselves any favors on some of those hits, but that's baseball, and so far hasn't come back to bite us yet. Hopefully this is another one of those times where we can get out of the situation. We're going to get a mound visit here. All right. Mound visit is over. Hopefully Joey went out there and said, all right, let's give him the old 2 outs at first base play and let's get out of the inning. Be nice. See, now Devils Lake's taking an awfully long time here, just having a good old talk. Probably trying to figure out, how do we get one of these runs across? So far, we've been in this position a couple times today and haven't been able to get one. So we'll see if Devils Lake can capitalize on a Bomber mistake. So far, the mistakes haven't come back to hurt either team. Oh, we got one down, runner on second and third. Infield is in. And here we go. Strike one. No balls, one strike. Get the bunt again. Ooh, I don't know about that. Might have been a blown call there. Might have been a blown call. The play might have taken second baseman off the bag, but we'll see. The umpires will we'll chat it over, but it does not matter really. The first run crosses the plate, and they do call him out at first. So that puts us at 2 outs. But Devils Lake draws first blood. So 1-0 Devils Lake. 2 down. Still a runner on third. Count is 0-2. Strike 3 on a curveball. So Devils Lake is able to capitalize on an error by the Bombers, and Devils Lake is up 1-0 going into the top of the 6th. All right, so here we go to start the top of the 6th inning. Devils Lake has gotten one across, so they are up 1-0. And leading off for the Bombers is Brander Hilmert. Takes strike 1. Fouls it straight back, right over the top of us. Strike 2, 0-2. Strike 3, swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Out number 1.
Next up for the Bombers, right fielder, Seth Egan.
Brings up Seth Egan. Seth Egan takes cut pitch number 1. Strike 1. Ball up in the air. It's hanging in there. First baseman's underneath it for out number 2. That'll bring up Braden Olson.
Walking to the plate, second baseman, Braden Olson.
Braden Olson has walked and had a fly out. See if we can start something with 2 outs here. Take strike one, so it's 1-1. Foul tip. 1-2. Takes ball 2, low. 2-2. Takes the outside pitch. Hits to the shortstop. Shortstop over to first for out number 3. That'll bring us to the bottom of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on base for the Bombers. Got to get out of this inning and get one more shot at her. It'll be a fielding change for the Bombers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Peyton Spitzer goes to center field. Brander Hilmert will move over to right field, and Seif Egan will come out of the game. And to start things off for Devils Lake is going to be third baseman Jackson Baith.
Leading things off for the Storm, number 12, Jackson Baith.
Takes ball 1 outside. Strike 1. 1-1. Foul back for 1-2. Take strike 3. And the throw to Ben from Sam is out. So first out of the top of the 6th inning. Bottom of the 6th, excuse me.
Next up for the Storm,
That'll bring up
15,
Trayson Beck. Take strike 1. Ball up and out of play. Strike 2. So 2 strikes. Takes ball 1 high. Fouled straight back. In the trees. Knocked down a branch. One and 2. Fouled straight back. Fly ball out to center field. Peyton's underneath it. Makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 down in the bottom of the 6th.
Now walking to the plate, first baseman, Parker Rodina.
Take strike 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Ball outside. Ball in the dirt. 2-2. Strike 3 on the curveball. So 1-2-3 inning for the Bombers, the bottom of the 6th, and they come back and get an opportunity in the top of the 7th to tie it or go ahead. Get one more shot at it here, and we will have the 8-9-1 batters coming up. Devils Lake switches pitchers, mostly due to pitch count. So Mason Palmer will come in from shortstop to pitch. He will face the 8-9-1 batters. Start off the inning. Get the designated hitter to lead it off, Kellen Doherty. He's 0 for 1 on a strikeout, reached on a walk, got stranded at third. Didn't get stranded at third, but didn't make it in on a play from the third baseman. So we'll see if he can get things started off here. Take strike 1. And the outside corner pitch again. He's got a battle here. Looks like he's setting up outside one more time. He swings and misses. So strikes out for the second time today.
Next up, the Bombers. Number 6.
That brings up Colby Ebling. So 1 down, 2 balls, 3 balls. Strike 1, outside corner. Strike 2. Full count. See if Colby can do something here. Get a base runner, get on base, make things a little interesting here. And he does. He gets walked. So we got a runner on first. That brings up the top of the order. So Colby puts a good at bat together. Gets a base runner. One down. Brings up leadoff hitter Hunter Geary. Hunter is 1 for 2 today. Takes ball 1 outside. 2 batters ago, that was a strike. Hunter takes strike 1, 1-1. Ball up high. Foul ball, out of play, 2-2. Ball outside, 3-2, full count. 1 down, runner on first. Let's see if we put together Hunter sticks with it and fouls it off. Out of play. And doubles him off at first for the end of the game. So no hits, no errors. No runs, 1 left on base. Well, no 1 left on base. And that's the end of the ball game, and that is the end of the Bombers season. They had a pretty good season. Themselves at Devil's Lake will move on to play at noon against the loser of Wahpeton and West Fargo Aces.